Welcome to the Bird Gang Nation Sports Media Show, repping the greatest team of all time. Let's go! Bird Gang 31, he be the host with the most. We going deep, burning teams. They ain't nothing but toast. It's in your rest there. Sirianni put me in coach, running like Miles Sanders till I bump my head on the post. Touchdown! Yeah, that's coming. Devontae's crazy route running. Jalen hurting them, throwing lasers to Rager, young gunning. Come on! On the D side, we ride, sack him with Fletcher, lay him out on the stretcher. No one can protect you. Watch Darius slay him, shutting down your routes. Come on! In my green John, eating Philly cheesesteaks. Put up your cups, wings up, if you can relate. Tailgating at the link like Gangsta Stride. To the Bird Gang Nation, that's worldwide.
What is up?
Yeah!
What is up? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is game day.
Yes,
We here, fellas?
We are here. We are here,
hey,
man. How you guys doing today, man?
Starts today.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, man.
You asked how we feeling. I'm feeling good. Honestly, I'm feeling like I'm smelling victory in the air, honestly, just on the strength that consistency starts this week. Just like Notion said, you know, the streak starts this week for sure, for sure.
Yes, yes, man. I am your boy Bird Gang 31, and I'll let my boys introduce themselves because you know who they are.
Yes, sir. It's your boy D Gifted. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm always passionate, always gonna be pushing out Eagles content. You know, I wear my feelings on my sleeve. So when you come to my channel, expect realness, real reaction, and I'm gonna speak from the heart. You know, I'm 100.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Warm it up. No. Hey, hold on. You know what time it is. You know you know who you rocking with. It's your boy Philly Notion. Notion Gang salute. Y'all already know. Hey, listen. Let's go and check this Spokane on them because y'all know the streak's starting today. Hey, Lambo, check. Hey, hold up. Ring, check. Hey, we all the way in.
Bing, 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 bing.
Hey,
yes, sir.
Check my fellas out. Y'all already know we out here getting to it. Y'all new to this ride. Y'all already know what to do. Go hit that subscribe because y'all know how we rock it. Hey, listen, I'm feeling great today. Again, your boy Notion was a little under the weather this past week, fighting through allergies. Hey, listen, this temperature done changed up out here in Texas. We done been in the high 80s and dropped down to like the 40s. Oh, yeah, it's been a little back and forth. So your boy been out here adjusting, but I'm glad it's game day. And y'all already know I'm charged up today to charge all over these chargers. So let's go get it, gang.
I'm telling you, you said you was under the weather. I couldn't tell you looking good. I'm feeling your energy. The jacket looking nice. I'm loving it.
That is a fresh jacket.
Looking good. So
fresh jacket.
Hey, that's the vibe today.
Look at that. You got that right there.
We got to start the streak off. You know, we got to come out right. So I'm feeling it today, fellas. We got to get this dub. We in must-win mode. Y'all know the vibes. Let's get it.
That is what's up. What up, bro? What up, Further AM, Jinx Wolf, and Facebook user. Remember, hit give StreamYard the ability to put your name out. We can give you individual shouts out instead of just seeing the Facebook user. Got Ro up in the house. But let's get it, guys. Before we get into the game, let's talk about some of the news here. You know, OBJ. I know everybody's been heard of. We're going to drop this and drop it now. OBJ, do you want him on the Eagles or will you just say pass on that situation?
Man, I'm going to instantly say pass. Look, we need to figure out how to get our own guys integrated into our offense. We got a Heisman Trophy in Devontae Smith that gets separation when it's man-to-man instantly, and we having a hard time getting him the ball consistently. And Jalen Reagor, so before OBJ already having problems with getting the ball. He don't need to come here. So I will pass on it, and, hey, that's all I'm going to say on that.
No.
Hey, listen, if the money's right, hey, look, I ain't gonna knock it. OBJ, I ain't gonna act like there ain't gas left in the tank. Don't act like we ain't got JJ sticking on thing of Whiteside taking up a roster spot. So if we can get rid of JJ, bring OBJ up in this thing, oh yeah, I'm all for it. So hey, if the money's right, I ain't gonna knock it. I'd welcome OBJ in a heartbeat. But at the same time, no, I don't want the Eagles overpaying, being the highest bidders in this. Again, the chemistry right now between Jalen and Devontae is looking amazing. So ain't no need to interrupt it. But if OBJ is out there just chilling, come on to Philly, my guy.
Yeah, and I get both of you guys. My deal is like this. When have we seen OBJ really ball out lately? He's been hurt a lot. You know what I'm saying? Now, it would be like a short-term rental just for this season. But like D. Gift just said, man, we got to get our own guys the ball. I want to see some more Quez. You know what I'm saying? I want to see some more Devontae. I want to see all these boys get the ball a lot more than what they're getting it. So I'm going to have to do a slight pass on OBJ. You know what I'm saying? Like, much love to him. I hope nothing but success for him in his future career. But not with us birds, man. We them birds, and we need to stick to our birds, baby. We need to stick to our birds. But there is a former bird that is also a free agent, Desean Jackson. Do you guys want Desean Jackson on a short-term, end of the season type contract with the Birds this season?
Man, honestly, Desean Jackson, and the point in his career that he's at, I'm pretty sure he would want to go to a team like, a Bucks or a different type of team that's more in contention, not in the team that's in the transition year. Mind you, the fuss that he's having is, being integrated into the offense, and of course he's gonna be strategic on where he going in the NFL. And like you brought up with OBJ, the injuries, we got to still be cautious of bringing older guys, onto the team, because that's a whole system and transition that we trying to transition from. We trying to transition from older guys that's been injured and probably at the peak of their career. That's why it's a transition year. So with Desean out there, I love Desean Jackson, but hey, we got a speedy guy in Quez Watkins. Let's make him into the Desean Jackson.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna go and kill it right now. Look, Desean Jackson is my favorite Eagle player. Look, I'm not even gonna sit here and say I wouldn't open the door for a Desean Jackson return, but at the same time, I mean, the man does have injury problems. And right now, with the movement that we going, I'm not going out there doing the most for Desean either. He's already made it publicly known he wants to go to a contending team, which right now we're in balance. We need to find out how we handling this business today to even be talking about him coming to a contending type of a team. So, yes, I'd welcome Desean just based off, again, this is my favorite player. I want to see him retire an Eagle. So eventually he got to come back here anyway to sign the day contract.
Yeah.
But at the same time, listen, the production from Desean Jackson, I don't know if we can really get that. I mean, yes, I still think he's got some explosion to take the top off. But if the money's too much, again, I don't know if I'm fully with that. We got a new movement going on right now. So it's kind of like with the OBJ. If the money is right, I mean, and ain't nobody taking them offers, I mean, that's extra value. Again, we wasting roster talent is how I see it with JJ or Sega Whiteside. So if we can't find a way to get rid of that man and we got a way to, add some kind of talent, I'd add Desean Jackson, no doubt.
Yeah, man. I did a video about this earlier. It should be up by the time we finish this, man. I want Desean Jackson back. I know a lot of people don't, but we keep saying what about that veteran receiver? You know what I'm saying, on our roster to help these young guys. Desean Jackson can help Quez Watkins, Rager, Devontae Smith. He is that known speedster that know how to get open down the field. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, he is injury prone. He's later on in his career, so he doesn't have to be the starter. You know what I'm saying? He can only come in, every couple plays, which is good for him because he makes big plays when he is in the game. You know what I'm saying? So I think it'll be a good move for the Eagles to go ahead and pick him back up. If he gets hurt, you got to think about it. If he does get hurt between now and the end of the season, then he's probably going to be thinking about retirement anyway. You know what I'm saying? He's probably going to be thinking, let me wrap it up. But at least you are already home, my guy, when you wrap that up. So I'm all for getting D-Jax back on the team. So hopefully those other teams pass him up. I think they'd say he might be going to the Raiders. So we'll see what happens with that one. Now let's get to the game today, my guys. All right, man. What do you guys think about this matchup? Give me just your first instant reaction to the game today, the matchup today with the Chargers.
Instantly, my overall thoughts going into the game, the theme of it is really going to be consistency with the way the coaches coached from last game, because mind you, after they won, the theme was, is they going to be able to be consistent with a type of scheme and a type of play calling going into the next game. It hasn't changed. The game is here now. We need to see consistency with a type of running the ball. They ran the ball 46 attempts last time, 236 yards total. And even though it might not be at that extent, they need to at least be still sprinkling in that type of fundamental part of the game. So consistency. That's my overall thought. I need to see JG on the other side of the ball being consistent with his play calling and his pressure on this opposing line, because we're going to have to get there. This is a quarterback that knows how to throw the ball. He throws dimes. I love how I'm a Herbert fan. I love how he throw the ball. If he gets comfortable, that can be dangerous for us early up in this game. So we need to see consistent pressure. He's gotten advice from Fletcher Cox and the veterans on his team. We need to see him consistently listening to these guys, just like he did against the Detroit Lions. Show us that last game wasn't a fluke. Consistency is the theme of this game.
Hey, listen, I'm going to go ahead and kind of hit on some of that. Pretty much sum it up. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I'm going to tell you right now, we're playing against what stands out to me. This is the sorriest team in the league against the run. And we coming off of a game where we just, call it what you want, took the Lions' will with our run game. So I want to see a continuation of that. Consistency is definitely key. Again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We need to involve our run game again, and it should be heavy this game. So I don't want to see, again, the whole revert back to what we were, RPO, constant Jalen running to the side. We know that's not been the successful formula. But when we run this ball and get our run game going, we usually have success. So, again, going against the sorriest run defense in the league, I expect that to be looked at. And definitely, also what you said, getting Herbert off of his target. Listen, this team has a lot of explosion at all the skill positions. They got Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, Austin Elker, Justin Herbert. Oh, yeah, he's going to put it out there. Jared Cook. Oh, this team got some options. So, again, we want to make sure our pressure's getting home. Our secondary is going to have they work cut out for them today. And I think it's going to be an exciting game. But at the same time, if it ain't broken, don't fix it. Let's get back to running the ball this game so we can dominate in the run game.
And, guys, I forgot to tell you, we do have a special guest joining us today. So I ain't going to even introduce himself. I'm going to let him introduce himself when he gets on the screen. Let's go with it.
What's going on, guys? What's going on?
Whoa! Mr. Castro in the building with us today. What's up, my guy?
Yes, sir.
What's Gucci?
Living good, man. Got to get home watching the Cowboys lose, so that's always a good feeling, you know what I'm saying? But no, I'm excited for this game, man. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, man, no problem. We just were talking about what is your first, reaction? What's your first thoughts of this game today?
If the Eagles even think about being a playoff team or trying to make a run, this is a game you got to win. This is it's a game that you can make an argument should probably be a loss. We're not that great of a team. We haven't shown that we are this year, at least. But this is a team that we match up well against. We did well in the run game. I'm sure you guys brought that up last week, but you have to do it again, right? You have to actually call those plays again. So it comes down to that. It's going to be a big game for Nick Sirianni, as well as Jalen Hurts, as well as a lot of other players. But those two come to mind just because if you win this game, if you have a good showing by your quarterback, if you have a good play call, whatever your play calling is conducive to, winning some drives and getting some touchdowns, a lot of pressure comes off of you. The rest of the games are pretty easy. If we lose these games and win the next couple games, we could just sit here and say the Giants are trash, Washington is trash. If we win this game and win those games, then you're kind of sitting there, maybe we're getting it together. So this is a big game to me. This is a huge game to me.
Yeah, man, I agree, man. I agree with all that, man. Like he said, run the ball today. My first instinct is I want to see you run the ball today, Nick. I want to see you keep bringing that into another game. You know what I'm saying? Where you don't have to do so much running. We don't need 46 rushes from you today. I'm looking at a good 30 rushes today would be good from you. You know what I'm saying? Let Jalen go a good 20 to 25 passes today. You know what I'm saying? And let's keep a balanced game. I want to see JG out there blitzing. You know what I'm saying? I want to see him get to Herbert often and fast because, you cut the head off the snake. You don't have to worry about them big, tall, receivers they got out there that can catch balls from all over the field. You know what I'm saying? I am kind of worried about that. Like a Maddox versus Palmer. Palmer's like 6'8". You know what I'm saying? Maddox is like 5'6". You know what I'm saying? A little bit taller. So I am worried about some of these receiver matchups. But hopefully we get that blitz, that defensive line, can get that pressure on Herbert fast enough that we don't have to worry about none of that stuff going into the game today. So they are without their top 3 cornerbacks today. So it should be some big games for our receivers if we get that run established early.
Hell yeah, man. I agree with everything for sure. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I know you about to go de-gifted. Listen, real quick, just like all our other games, we going to see it's going to be a game of coaching today. Hey, listen, on our offensive side, do we revert back to what we were doing, or has this team truly woken up? I'm going to tell you right now, hey, listen, this whole watering the flower garden and all that stuff, hopefully that same speech was provided this week because, again, consistency is what we're going to need to see. So this is going to come down to coaching because I know who they got out there in the Chargers with. Brandon, or who was that? The one I was talking about, or maybe he's their run coordinator. I don't even know. But his
Stanley.
Yes, Stanley, yes. So this man, listen, he believe in their run game, and we're going to see a lot of that come this game. So it's going to be down to coaching. Can we make those adjustments? We know this team's had challenges with stopping the run. We will be tested this game with the run game. So coaching, I'm looking at that this game. Please believe that.
Man, I just want to piggyback off basically everything that y'all said because it all comes down to consistency. That's the theme of this game, consistency. And if the coaches can be consistent with everything they're doing, especially with the run game, because just like y'all said, we have to establish that first. We was very effective. Like I said, 46 carries, 236 yards. Before this game, Miles Sanders, before he got hurt, he was barely getting like 10 carries. We had Boston Scott with 12 carries. We had Jordan Howard with 12 carries. And we had Kenny with 12 carries. Boston Scott led the way with 60 yards. And then Howard had about, I think, 54, 55 or something like that. You know what I mean? So and then of course you got Jalen Hurts being effective with the run game as well. So this whole run game has to be consistent, and we have to take advantage of this depleted line because they are dead last in yards per carry allowed, which is I believe 5.1 yards a carry. So that's dead last in the league. We have to take advantage. And if we can get up early and help out Jalen Hurts, that's when Jalen Hurts needs to take advantage of his opportunities. Because with the run game being established, those opportunities are going to come. The play action, those 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4th, when he has to just throw it out to the flat real clean to a guy out in stride, those moments are going to come. And that's when the evaluation part of Jalen Hurts has to be taken into consideration, because we all know his opportunities are barely going to come as it is. So what is he going to do with these opportunities? I'm a Jalen Hurts fan. I want to see the guy do great. I want to see him. I honestly want to see him do great. I don't want to have to waste the pick on the quarterback, especially not in this draft, because there hasn't none been that stood out. But we have to help out Jalen Hurts with being consistent with the run game this week for sure.
Yeah, I do want to say, I think like that whole narrative of I'm a Jalen Hurts hater or I'm a Jalen Hurts fan is so overplayed, because it's like we're all fans of the Eagles at the end of the day. So whoever our quarterback is, that's who we're going to root for. We want our quarterback to be good. So I think it's fair to give criticism to everybody on this team. You got to look at everybody on this squad and be honest about them. So, like you said, when we run as much as we do, the pass game is going to have its open plays. And I mean, you can argue that even when we weren't running, I guess that's another show. We'll talk about running, but even when we weren't running, there were opportunities there. So we definitely have to see our wide receivers making the catches. There were some definite drops. Devontae Smith having a rough couple weeks with the drops. But even that's put under a microscope, right? We really have to just see what this team is. And it's going to be interesting to see if this coaching staff goes from evaluating to try and win some games, because I feel like there's two different game plans for that. Well, at least with this team, I don't think there should be, but I think with this team, their evaluation process is a lot different. I appreciate that, Green Talons. I think it's a lot different from they're trying to win. Like they thought, let's make Jalen Hurts throw the ball 40 times and see what he can do. And I don't think that's them saying, let's win the game. That's just trying to see what he can do. So, it's interesting. We'll see what happens. I hope they figure it out, because I do think that these are some good offensive minds. We were, sold a dream early on in the season. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
We were sold a dream, brother. Yes.
I do feel like we're sold a dream, but I also feel like Nick said, we sprouted, baby. We came out that soil now. And I think they know they are tired of getting put out in public, embarrassed in public about how crappy their schemes are. And I think they actually are listening to the players. The players probably are giving them really good insight now. And now they understand what they need to do to win games. You know what I'm saying? Like with Nick, he tried his hard. He's like, I got these awesome pass plays. You know what I'm saying? I want to perfect. I want to do and show the world of my beautiful, brilliant scheme. But I think after the last two games, you've seen him running the ball a little bit more, that he's understanding that he needs to do that part of the game too. You can't just go all pass. No one goes all pass. You know what I'm saying? The best passing teams out there don't go all pass. They still got a good, 70-yard, 100-yard runner every week, running the ball for their team. That's what gets the receivers and stuff open. And, they're starting to look at the strengths of our offensive line. These big men that we have in front of Jalen Hurts. These guys like to run over people, road rate the way and open up pass for these running backs to run the ball. So I think that if he keep on incorporating this run game into his scheme, that you'll start seeing these pass plays that he does have schemed up start working a lot better.
Hey, honestly, I feel bad for players like Miles Sanders too. Like this man sitting back watching this new revamped run game now, and you looking at players on our team, they stocks going up. You see him, Boston Scott getting extra carries. Jordan Howard got a case now. I don't know why this man wasn't, on the roster a lot sooner than this, but at the same time, they're taking advantage of their carries. I know Miles Sanders is sick right now, but at the same time, listen, this has to continue, especially with this run movement. That's how we dominate. That's how we became successful to get one of these Lombardis, is by dominating with our run game. So apparently it looks like it can be there again. I ain't going to jump ship yet, because it was the Lions that we played against. But at the same time, this Chargers defense, listen, they're the sorriest team in the league again with stopping the run. So we need to make sure we're testing that this game. And again, that's going to come down to the coaching. Will the coach call those kind of plays? Will the coach put Jalen in position to be successful? And again, stopping the run, that's going to be something different this game because DeAndre Swift and Austin Eckler, they're two totally different backs. Eckler's about to get busy this game, and we know this team's had trouble stopping the run up until, just recently. So, again, consistency is all I want to see this game. If it ain't broken, again, don't be trying to start nothing, reinvent nothing brand new. We go back to this, garbage RPO we was running the first few weeks. Nah, we need to start the streak today, and I'm ready to get it rocking, fellas.
Man, I feel like everything that we've been saying mostly has something to do with the scheme in the offense, which says a lot about the coaching staff and what we've been seeing so far with this offense. And if we're still having questions with the scheme and whether Coach Nick Sirianni can put these guys in position, that even forces us to even ask the question, do we even trust this guy even moving forward? Because we're still evaluating the head coach. We still having a hard time evaluating the players due to the fact that we have to just wonder what type of scheme the coach is even going to be putting these guys in position with. So I feel like this is a huge game in which, yes, I'm evaluating the players, but I'm more so too evaluating how are these coaches calling these games. How many times is Jalen Hurts lined up on the center? How are they running it on first down? Are they running it on second down? Are they attacking the middle of the field? How many screens are they doing? Because all this comes into question because of the inconsistency that the coaches constantly put these team in. So I'm looking forward to seeing how consistent they are, because the game plan was real easy, against Detroit, and I feel like it says a lot for Nick Sirianni to actually it go to this extent for him to actually start adjusting, actually start running the ball. I mean, it's to a dramatic extent just on the strength that, bro, the offense looks completely different from the first 7 weeks of the NFL. You know what I'm saying? We look completely different. We just now seeing Jalen Hurts lined up on the center, for a good handful of snaps. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. And this is a evaluation year. We having a hard time.
Hey, just a brief interruption real quick. Dallas is getting their head busted wide open right now. And I'm going to tell y'all right now, I'm going to stir it up because it looked like they might have a quarterback controversy. Put Rush back in the game. Hey, but y'all already know. Hey, listen, Dallas look like, I don't know what's going on right now, but hey, brief interruption, they getting smacked 19-0. Salute.
Nice, man. All right, guys, tell me, what is you guys' biggest matchup you guys were waiting to see today? What is that matchup that you're going to keep a close eye on?
So I'll kick this one off real quick. One of the matchups I'm going to be watching for, again, is going to be, Darius Slay. I want Darius Slay on Keenan Allen. Honestly, look, Mike Williams, I'm scared of him also, but I think that's going to be one of the key matchups this game. Is Darius Slay going to keep Keenan Allen out the end zone? Again, this is a big body type of receiver. I want to see if Darius Slay, again, he's been holding up to his part of the contract, and I think that's going to be a big matchup this game. That's one of his favorite targets. But again, Mike Williams might cut up on the other side, but I think the starting point, we're going to have to go ahead and slow down Keenan Allen.
Man, I'm going to have to go with Josh Sweat matched up against I forgot the dude name who he's gonna be matched up against, but that matchup,
the lineman opposite of Slater.
Yeah, man. Look, so Sweat, I feel like this guy is due to have a breakout game just on the strength the offensive line has been really struggling for the Chargers these past few games. I think last game they allowed like 3 sacks upon Herbert. You know what I'm saying? This is a talented guy, but every quarterback needs an offensive line. And if his offensive line is struggling, this is the game our line take advantage and feast. This is the momentum that we need. They have a trash offensive line. This is right on time. This is right up our alley. You know what I mean? So Josh Sweat, I think he had 2 sacks last game, and as a team, I think we had 6 sacks total. So with that being said, all that momentum, and then don't forget Hargrave. You know what I'm saying? He's still, he's still that dog. So with Sweat coming around that edge, Herbert could have a long day, because believe it or not, he is a big quarterback that can still, be somewhat mobile. So with Sweat being as athletic as he is, I'm hoping that pays off and he don't be coming in too fast to the point where Herbert still be able to break out, because his Herbert's mobility can be misjudged. You know what I mean? So I'm looking for Sweat to have a breakout game. Mark my words. Him or Hargrave, one of them.
Or both.
Yeah, I'll take all of them. I'll take all. I mean, there's a lot of matchups. I'm honestly like, I would love to see what Devontae Smith's going to do against whoever he's lined up against right now. But I'm going to keep it on the offensive side, and this is maybe a little bit because I'm still a little bit jaded and a little bit upset about the whole Zach Ertz trade. You told me you let go of Zach Ertz for Tyree Jackson. Well, Tyree Jackson is active today. Let's see what the heck he got, because I know he's not going to be your number 1 tight end, and I'm cool with that. But he better get at least a couple targets. I want to see him stiff arm somebody, something, because I don't know. And I want to get something out of Tyree Jackson, because the statement just kind of made me be like, are you serious? I think he does have a lot of potential. So I think that it'll be interesting to see how they use him, if they use him, where they'll use him. He's one of those guys that I think he can be like a slot threat, as well as that inside inline tight end type. So it'll be interesting to see, like I said, if we use them and how we use them. So yeah, I like him. I think that Tyree's the guy I'm probably going to be looking out for the most if we see him out there at least.
Yeah, man, that's another good one, man. That's the good one. I'm gonna go with what JC was talking about. Edwards, man, these linebackers. I'm gonna see what Edwards do today. If he can stop that run, can he keep Eckler and contain, man? Because he's been playing some good football the last couple of weeks. Him, Davion Taylor, them boys. We got rid of Wilson, which everybody wanted. He's gone now. So these young guys finally get the opportunity to step in there, make their mark on this team. Are they the linebackers we need moving forward, or are we still going to be in need of another linebacker to come in? I still feel like, we should have traded for one. If we could have got a trade done with some big time linebacker, I would have gave up a first, if it mattered, But, going into this offseason, there will be some free agents in. There are some linebackers in the draft, and it's time to see if these young guys can take over that role at linebacker, because that's an area we need to fix, man. We need to not be so weak at that position. I feel like that is the key weakness of our defense, is that linebacker position, besides the age of some of our, DBs out there.
Hey, you can't even mask that, bro. Like I said, we've been struggling at linebacker for years. So, hey, look, we need to get these linebackers in at least the draft this year. I believe that's probably going to be the route we're going to go with linebackers. I don't really see us doing, a whole bunch of moving around or picking up free agents at this point. Again, it is what it is. Our linebackers, we're going to have to make it work this year. But, yes, that's been the weakest point of this team for years, and it definitely needs to be addressed. But I don't know when the team's going to address it, because we ain't tried to pick up no stud linebacker in years again. So what makes us believe that with this GM drafting once again next year, we all of a sudden just going to change the blueprint? I don't know, fellas. I don't know if I'm buying it yet.
And honestly,
we better get it done.
Honestly, it goes deeper than just like linebacker too. Like, we all sit here and argue about what type of offense it could be run under, like a Jalen Hurts or a Miles Sanders, or this, that, and the third. But we got to be realistic. Look at what this franchise is and what they've wanted, right? Like, we all talk about how we would run the organization, but that's not how they want to run the organization. They don't want to be a running team. They don't want a quarterback that can't sling the ball 40 plus times a game. Like, this is just stuff that's been proven over, time and time again. Like, we all remember that article that Sheil Kapadia, Zach Berman, and Bo Wolf all wrote together, and they basically were dropping quotes. I mean, they were literally dropping quotes and exact annotations of like the days that it happened and, you know, calling them out about what they want to be. And then Jeffrey kind of doubled down and said that they felt that vertical offense is how you win in the NFL. So you put all of that together and it starts becoming like, we can't look at quarterbacks and we can't look at players how we look at them. We got to look at it from the point of view of Howie and Jeffrey Lurie, because those are the guys making the decisions. Those are the guys really pulling the plug. And I think it even goes down to the coaching staff. The coaching staff doesn't necessarily have 99% of the choice. I feel like they get game day choice. That's really about it. You know, you get in the moment type options. Outside of that, they're telling you, I want Devontae out there. I want Hurts doing this. I want, you know, our defense doing this. So I feel like everything it comes down to our franchise and what our organization has proved to be over the past decade. So, you know, that's why I feel like I'm getting a little bit jaded with this team, because we can sit here and say the positives all we want, but that the positives don't align with what this organization wants to be. You know, so it gets frustrating as a fan and a person that got to actually sit here and talk about the team, right? Like you get on the podcast every week and you're sitting here saying, if we just do this, it'll look good. And then you get justified. You get the vindication of knowing that you're right. If we just run the ball, we look good as an offense, right? We've been saying this for a long time. You get the vindication of it. You go out there, run 46 times, have probably your best game of the year. But then you don't have the confidence, or at least I'll say me, have the confidence to realistically say we'll do that again, because we haven't proved that we would. You know, we've shown that we can do something well before. It came out in a Super Bowl win, and then the next report we hear about us running is in the Green Bay game where we win and they're upset. So it's like, you know, what do they want? You know, and it's not what we want. I'll tell you that damn much.
Right?
Man, it's definitely a confidence booster for sure. Like these last game with the Lions and exactly what the linebackers was able to do. You know, they was able to fill them gaps. I think they held the Lions to 57 yards rushing last game, and so for them linebackers to come in after Eric Wilson been cut, you know, that was a game that they needed to have, you know, to at least give them a confidence booster going into this game. So hopefully that momentum still have them playing aggressive, because we don't want them to be playing fearful. So hopefully these guys can still play aggressive, and I'm pretty sure they know that, you know, all the talk about the linebackers this season hasn't been good. So, you know what I'm saying, they still got to go out there and still fight for their spot, because, hey, everybody, all them linebackers is expandable at this point. And so, you know, if they want to get signed, it has to start with at least them being able to stop the run game. If either one of them show the ability to be able to fill them gaps, then you have a spot on this team for the future, because right now that is a spot in the game as far as running that we are having a lot of problems with. So right now I think we ranked 22nd in rushing yards allowed per game, which I believe is 123. So, you know, that's an area that we need to hold on to in any type of talent that we have, and we need them big, physical, speedy guys. You know what I'm saying? I'm watching the Cowboys and how effective their linebackers is. You know, I'm seeing examples of what, you know, these what it means to have a valuable position, you know, in those spots. You see what I'm saying? So hopefully, you know, everything work out.
Hey, look, D.
Yeah.
I'm shocked. No, real quick. I'm just shocked he ain't even said this whole stream yet. Brother, we playing at home today. Like my man been saying, y'all owe us. We need a home victory today. So we need to go and get that. Go ahead, my guy.
For real.
Yeah. I was just going to say, like, you know, do you think it's just because, like Castro was saying, you know, like the organization wants to be this passing, you know, organization, right? But what won us the championship was the run game. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how can you think these guys would really want to push something that didn't even win them the championship in the first place? You know what I'm saying? And it's November, December time. This is when teams run the ball to win games. You know what I'm saying? No one likes to, no one really passes the ball, in the wintertime. You know what I'm saying? When it gets cold, it's the time to get your running backs out there running over people. You know, we're going to get Miles Sanders back in the next week or two, you know, hopefully. And he'll be able to do his thing out there. So it's like everything you want, guys, you know, it shouldn't even matter when it comes to Lori and what's his name, Howie. They should stop tripping and just worry about winning the championship. You know, don't be pressuring these coaches, hiring coaches, trying to pressure them to pass the ball or none of that stuff. You just let them go coach. That's what you hired them for. And if they feel like they need to run the ball and go to the championship, then let them run that ball, man.
Let me answer your question with a question, right? Like, why would you run your first round pick out of town? Why would you fire a head coach that just won you a Super Bowl? Why would you pass on DK Metcalf? I mean, we you know what I mean? Why does this organization do half the ish they do, right? Like, it just doesn't make sense.
Right.
But it does. It comes from the top. We've seen it time and time again. You know, whether it's I forget his name now. I think Donahue that got mad at the draft room. Whether it's that, whether it's passing on DK because they didn't know if he would be healthy or not, but drafting Landon Dickerson the next year or drafting Sidney Jones the year prior when they had a bevy of injuries. So it's like they contradict themselves. So I wish we could all know the answer, but I don't think they know the answer of why they do half the stuff they do, to be honest.
Man,
and real quick, I just want to ask a quick question to him real quick. When you said from the top, like, you think this is just, is this like a Lurie, type of situation? Or, is it the counter, is it Howie in the ear, talking to Lurie, finessing Lurie? Because I just, like you said, some of this logic and this stuff that we've been doing ain't been making no kind of sense. So who's held accountable? I know, again, it's like it's a big mystery at the top, but what's going on? So do you put this on Lurie or is this a Howie?
Man, you hit right on the nose, because that's what I was just gonna say. Like with the owners being involved the way they is, it makes it hard to even really evaluate, the coach. You know what I'm saying? And it's because too, if these guys are literally having meetings right after the game, what are y'all talking about? Like, if y'all having these meetings and y'all seeing the results, and y'all supposedly they love going by the numbers, they love doing, going by statistics and all this extra stuff, but at the same time, they straight coming out of the meetings with the same product being done on the field. But then it make you question, like, okay, how much control does Nick Sirianni have? Because he instantly is now all of a sudden he coming out and saying, forget what we doing in the meetings, because like I mentioned earlier, the offense looks completely different. And so is it now like the owners like, hey, do what you gotta do to win, or hey, I don't mind doing this, because all of a sudden the offense looks completely different and Jalen Hurts is lined up under center. So with that being said, he's showing that he can do it if he wants to, but hey, is he gonna be consistent? And the owners need to stay out the way so we can be able to see what is Coach Nick Sirianni actually trying to do. What is his scheme? What is his plan? We don't know yet. Because like I said, it looks are we that shotgun screen base, everything quick outside the numbers type of offense? Or we a straight up and down, north and south kind of team that can run in between the tackles and use our tight ends accordingly? Which one is it? Which one is it? 1 minute that Jalen Hurts was leading the league in deep shots down the field. This guy was taking, like, throwing dimes. This guy was, just launching the ball deep. So, I look, this game hopefully can show a lot what the coaching staff really trying to do, give us some type of idea, because like I said, all that stuff that happened with Detroit, that's cool, fine, and dandy. But is you going to be able to do that same stuff in the game? Because it's amazing to me how Miles Sanders was barely getting 10 carries a game, and now all of a sudden you got 3 running backs with at least 12 carries. That's crazy. That's crazy to me. So it's like, imagine if Miles Sanders was in the game. Why does it take? It's a dramatic difference. 46 rushing attempts. That's too damn big. You know what I'm saying? Why take this long? Why take this long? We need some consistency.
Hey,
facts.
All facts, bro. And I'm gonna tell you real quick, just a quick, some quick positives here with this team. One of the things with our Eagles right now, it looks like we got the 4th best red zone, I guess, touchdown efficiency in the NFL right now. So once we get to the red zone, we bringing it in there. Listen, another thing, Jalen Hurts, he's ranked 5th right now in red zone passer rating. So once he gets down there, it's successful. So we got to go ahead again. I can't stress it enough. Get this run game going so we can turn this clock, get Jalen, down there in that red zone where he could be effective. But listen, that's one of the good things I'm seeing with the Eagles. At least we are scoring once we get down there, and we're doing it at an effective rate. So I'm not going to completely just knock Sirianni's ideas like it's just all the way cheap. But at the same time, the logic, again, we all looking up here like, why ain't we running this ball? Yeah. Like, there's no team in the National Football League that's been successful just not running the ball. So
not lining up on the center.
Woke up.
And it's like if you're watching game tape every single week, like you say you are, you know what I'm saying, you would see what the defense, what the other offense was doing to your defense the whole first quarter. The whole first quarter on every team, every game we lost, they ran the ball down our throats. Our defense was getting wore out that very first quarter. You know what I'm saying? To the second quarter. To about the third quarter, they're all wore out. Now you start to see the passing game get in effect. Now they're starting to really put up points against us. Now we look like a garbage football team. You know what I'm saying? So to watch that for 8 weeks and not make a change, I'm just happy that hopefully they finally made that change, man. But I did want to ask you guys, on a scale of 1 to 10, how big is it that we win this game today, against a quality opponent, and will that change your outlook on the team moving forward? You know what I'm saying?
Man. Go ahead.
Yeah, I guess I'll kick it off. It depends on what you think this team is going to be. Like I said earlier, if you're looking at this team to make a run late in the season, maybe make a playoff game, even if it's just for experience, I think this is a 10 out of 10 important game. You have to win this game, in my opinion. If you're more so just kind of sitting back and saying we got to see what happens, I don't think it's important that you win. I think it's important that you show up. You can't go out there and get blown out. This is a good team. This is a good team we're playing. So realistically, there are ways that you can lose this game that you're kind of like, well, they did that. It is what it is. If Bosa comes and wrecks our party, then Bosa comes and wrecks our party. If Herbert, starts getting back to where he was last year, and even some points during this season, Herbert has the potential to really throw against any defense, to be real. But I think that, from where I stand, I say this is a must-win game just because I feel like it's a game that you can win. I think there's a lot of things that we can do well that they can't really stop. So, and I think the Denver game is a perfect example of if you keep an offense off the field long enough, you can probably, do pretty well. And I'm not going to sit here and say Dallas is out of this game. Maybe if they score one more, I'll feel a little bit more, but I've seen it before. So, but, seriously, I'm just getting nervous. But still, realistically, if we win this game, I won't individually, like as players go, maybe it'll change. Like I said, if Jalen Hurts starts going out there throwing dimes and he's just, that quarterback I've never seen before, and he's consistent through 4 quarters, kind of like the quarterback he was in Kansas City, which I hold to. I feel like that's the only consistent 4 quarters of football that we've seen from him. So, like, if he can get back to that and we see that paired with the run game, I think we'll blow them out, if I'm being honest. But if we can at least, see him do that, then, yeah, maybe I will change my mind on him. But, like, right now, no, I think the only way we win this game is if we kind of minimize his action, minimize his decision-making, minimize, the things that he has to do. And, I understand that's the way you win a lot of football games is through a run game, but that doesn't bode well for a quarterback. So that's really the only person that I have to change my mind on right now. I kind of know what everybody else is, in my opinion. So, no, it probably won't change my mind unless he goes crazy. Like, he has to really do something crazy for me to change my mind right
now. All right.
Man, sure. I'm going to say this game is, I'm going to say exactly what he said, too. A 10 out of 10. This is a very important game just on the strength. We still this game still have playoff implications, you know, all over. We damn near, I believe, in the middle of the season, you know what I mean? So with that being said, you know, I think the Panthers or whatever was I believe in the wild card spot, and I believe we beat them. So, you know, we on that tiebreaker. So with that being said, we have to take this game seriously if we want to have any type of faith of any type of playoffs. And the only way I'm gonna feel good about even being in that position is if these coaches show that they can even coach. Because it's unbelievable how we actually have the weapons that we do. We have weapons, bro. Nobody is gonna tell me that we don't got weapons, bro. We got Devontae Smith. We got fucking Quez Watkins, bro, with fastest dude. We got dude before Miles Sanders got hurt. Man, Jalen Hurts is a playmaker. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. So I remember you know, he said you know, Jalen Hurts played four quarters. You know, I continue to go back to my favorite game that I seen Jalen Hurts play in. That was the game last year under Doug Peterson when he went against the Arizona Cardinals and he battled. He battled that game. That was a good game. That that the game that he had in Kansas City that reminded me of the possibility of the possibilities that you know I had after I saw him play in Arizona. So we have the playmakers. This game is very important because it had and especially very important for JG because before that victory against the Detroit Lions, his seat was hot as a mug. So with that being said, he needs to show some type of consistency that he know how to coach and listen to these players because it would be very, very disrespectful for Fletcher Cox and these veterans to voice how they feel and go to the coach and they don't listen to him or they do what they suggested only for a little bit just to revert back to you know what I'm saying who they is because ultimately if these players are not happy then if the product on the field is gonna look trash. So this game is very important for the coaches, especially JJ. It's important for the team as far as playoff implications, but make no mistake about it. Make no mistake about it. If we lose, it's gonna be back to what we was evaluated before the game. The coaches. What was they doing? What was JG doing? What you know what I'm saying? So like I said, it's an important game for the team, but it's also an important game for JG as well. More so than Nick Sirianni.
See, I feel like coaching is so. I'm sorry to cut whoever was gonna go off next, but I have to get this out because I'll be forgetting stuff. Y'all know me, but no, real talk. I think coaching staffs are so hard to judge because how can you say that a coach's play calls are good if they don't work? If the executions aren't working, aren't happening, right? If the team's not executing it, doesn't mean that it's not good play calling. I know we can go back and say that he needs to run the ball more, but we also talked about that with this organizational philosophy. So I do put weight on it that it's so ignored, but at the same time, there's players that are open. We there's a lot of people on Twitter that become, all 22 specialists and look at every single wide receiver that are open 20 days after the game's over. Hindsight is beautiful, right? So, I mean, we do see that there are players open, and I make jokes about it, but it is true. There are plays that are there to be made, and look, I love Jalen Hurts' attitude. I do feel like that if you invest in him, like I was talking to Mark Frazetta just, I believe, 2 days ago. I don't know. My days run together, but I was talking about him, and he brought up the whole McNabb. And Andy Reid said when he was drafted, look, this guy's a 5-year project. You're giving me 5 years to make this guy a quarterback, right? Obviously, it didn't take that long, but, I don't think they have the same faith in, Jalen Hurts. I don't even want to say patience because it's if they had faith in him, I think they would be patient with him. Because there was a lot of times that honestly Donovan McNabb didn't seem like the reason why we were making all those playoff runs. I mean, we went to the playoffs and won playoff games with a lot of backups. You know what I'm saying? We talk about it now with Nick Foles, but it's happened throughout our season. So, you were kind of conditioning somebody like a Howie Roseman who was coming up through the ranks through all that, right? And then you're conditioning, Jeffrey Lurie, who's seeing this happen with who ran our franchise while he was here, Andy Reid, realistically, and nobody's gotten that type of power or respect, you know, in the front office or coaching staff from Howie Roseman or Jeffrey Lurie anymore. So I feel like it's so much deeper than just like, you know, patience. And I just think they don't know who to trust. And I think they're trusting themselves, which doesn't make sense. They don't know football like that. You know, they don't know talent like that. And they don't know how to build a team.
I just wanted to piggyback off of that because I heard you talk about the McNabb situation also, but one of the things McNabb also had was a run game. He had some running backs throughout his career that Westbrook, McCoy, look, he at least had a run game or run philosophy. What we're seeing with Jalen, I get he's a young quarterback. He's got off the rows. He's thrown. Listen, Patrick Mahomes is looking, you know, like he's throwing some passes off target and things like that also. But at the same time, you have to have some kind of patience and develop a quarterback. And part of that development needs to be establishing a run or making a run game look believable. Because, again, Jalen Hurts dropping back and just passing continuously, and the defense ain't even believing none of this stuff that he's going out there with. So, again, I think we got, like you said, a development problem with, I don't know if it's patience, maybe the organization doesn't have faith, but it doesn't even seem like we're giving Hurts a try. So that's the thing I'm more shocked with. Hey, I'm all with, if Jalen Hurts is going to go out there and fail, let him fail. Let me see it with my own eyes and make that decision. Don't go out there and just, you know, turn into this pass happy, not even providing them a run, you know, to set them up for failure. So, again, I need to see Jalen Hurts kind of have a balance of a run game so I can truly give him an evaluation. And that starts with the coaching, and that's one of the things we ain't been seeing. So real quick,
let me ask you,
that's true, though. But like you seen that stat out there that showed, you know, whenever we were in that drive, we only ran the ball one time. His passing numbers were garbage. But when you ran the ball 2 or 3 times, the passing numbers went up because he don't need all the pressure every single down. He is a young guy. All these guys are young. Nick's young. Jalen's young. Our receiver's young. This whole offense is young. You know what I'm saying? So I think that, you know, running the ball helps calm everybody down and settle everybody into the game to the point where if you keep doing that, you know, early in the game, like we are in week 9 now. Nobody's rookies no more. Nobody's, you know, young anymore. We can't even keep using this excuse. Jalen's young, you know, Nick's young. You guys had 9. This is going to be the 9th pro game you guys are in this year. So it's time for you to start making do on what you said, you know what I'm saying, moving forward. And so I think that just play a smart game, and you don't have anything to worry about when it comes to Jalen Hurts. Like, you know, we all know he can make plays. Like, you can go on YouTube and find Jalen Hurts highlights, and you'll see over 20, 30 awesome passes, you know what I'm saying, that you'd be like, wow. And like Notion said, there's a lot of quarterbacks out there right now that having garbage games. Like, even some of the quarterbacks we played, when we played Tom Brady, he didn't have that great of stats. You know what I'm saying? He threw 2 picks that game. When we played, you know, Mahomes, he didn't have that great of stats until the end when he started lighting up at the end. But the beginning parts of that game, he wasn't even doing that great. Like, there's all these quarterbacks out there making mistakes. And, you know, it's just part of the game.
Hey.
And this – go ahead.
No, I just want to say real quick, since we're talking about quarterback mistakes, Dak just threw a pick just now. Had to go ahead and give y'all that quick interruption. It's 27-0. Dallas is getting smacked. Hey, if y'all want to talk about, again, hey, I got to look at their rush attempts, see if they even established to run this game. But as y'all can see, Dak ain't even Teflon. And as you can see,
I mean, but guys, I mean, realistically, I really don't like when people do the comparisons to other We know what Dak is. Dak is also coming off of an injury, had 2 weeks off. I mean, realistically, I don't like the Cowboys either, but I don't get why we always like look at, well, Patrick Mahomes is doing this guy's doing it. You said without a run game, it's hard to actually evaluate him. What did we learn against the Detroit Lions? That he gets happy feet, runs out of the pocket too quick, misses easy throws, and he doesn't make a lot of the plays that are there. He went 9 for 14, and that's a beautiful number. But we have to, when context is given to us, we have to be realistic about it. Like, that's the thing. I think
he has like top 10 stats overall from
the
any
stats don't
quarterback.
tell the whole story. When you watch the game and you see him making mistakes, accept that. I feel like Eagles fans are very quick to say, but he has this numbers, he has these numbers. Put it in context. When you watch the game, is he making the plays? And he's not on a consistent basis. He is not. It's nice when you can make it's nice when you see a 15-yard gain on a 3rd and 20, but it doesn't matter. Like, when it's a quick little screen and it's going for 30 yards, that goes to 30 yards passing, but that's not a 30-yard pass. Like, we look at the positives and we nitpick the positives, but we're not accepting any of the negatives with Jalen Hurts, which is baffling to me, because we're in a position right now as a fan base to turn over to a quarterback that could be that guy. And whether you like Jalen Hurts or not, that's cool. I like Jalen Hurts. Like I said, he's a cool dude, and I like his attitude. I hope it does work out. But if it doesn't, we have the assets to make something work. So I think as fans, we have to be open to that.
Look, and I get that too, but I'm just saying, like, it's not really look at the numbers just because he is top 10. It just, there's been, garbage time. There's been, garbage quarterbacks coming through here to be overall, all the greats, if you take their first 11, 12 games, didn't do that great, period. So it's like to know that he still has room to grow, but he is still considered in the top 10 of all time. Every quarterback that ever came through, you kind of got to give him some credit for that. He has
top 10 stats because of his rushing edge. Like, that's really what it comes down to. He had this year, his yards per or his completed air yards have damn near went in half. Like last year, it was like almost 8. Right now, he's at like 4.6 or something like that. So, realistically, the throws have gotten easier.
I want to just say this too. You brought up a great point. That last year offense, that's why I brought up last year offense with Jalen Hurts with under Doug Peterson in the Arizona game. He looked good in a traditional offense. You brought up a great point earlier about the faith that the organization has in Jalen Hurts. They have not been demonstrating their faith in Jalen Hurts with their play calling. They running a college style offense that was very predictable, putting Jalen Hurts in bad position and then waiting to the last minute, third quarter, for them to really start adjusting to getting Jalen Hurts more comfortable in the pocket. And so basically, with the lack of faith in Jalen Hurts, they was already putting Jalen Hurts in a bad position early in this season. And so with that being said, I understand everything that you're saying. Matter of fact, I agree with everything you've been saying. With he's not been taking advantage of the opportunities that he's been given. He hasn't been hitting them opportunities. They've been putting them in bad position, but the opportunities that has come about, he hasn't made do with those opportunities. But now that it seems like it's a transition with the style of play calling, he's going to have more. If they continue to run the ball, they're going to have opportunities for Jalen Hurts to make those passes. And so when those opportunities do come, he has to hit on those targets, because, like I said, they didn't. As an organization, they showed the lack of faith in him, and as a coach in the play calling, they showed the lack of faith. So yes, them not putting him in position did not help. But going forward, he needs to be able to take advantage of these opportunities for sure.
Hey, real quick, I just want to chime in real quick because listen, I understand, and Jalen Hurts definitely needs to take a lot of accountability. And he needs to do with, just like all other learning new quarterbacks. Again, this is technically what his rookie year, his first start in a sense.
This ain't his rookie year. No, listen,
I'm not going to say his rookie year. This is getting actually a command, I would say, from start to finish of a full evaluation year. Not necessarily his rookie year, because, he got some game plays last year. Again, he was drafted last year. He was used a lot on gadget. We ain't going to get into all of that. But at the same time, just like with any other quarterback that these coaches have, just like for Dallas, for example, with Dak, they took the time to develop him. Dak didn't come over just all peaches and roses. Oh, no. They put a scheme behind Dak also that was run balanced, that they gave Dak opportunities to make plays. My thing with Jalen is, again, yes, he has flaws. I'm not saying that this man, he ain't got some accuracy passing issue he needs to work on. But I don't care what quarterback we draft come next year. If we're doing this same scheme, developing the talent the same way that we're doing with Jalen, we are going to fail again. So we ultimately, regardless, if it is what it is, if Jalen fails this year, I want to see him fail off a full evaluation. Let this man go out there, have a run, and support him with that. But this whole not even trying to run with the scheme is trash. And again, I see he's missing throws and all of that also. But some of that stuff needs to be developed also, because that man does have talent. You put him on a team with a proper coach and somebody that's going to develop
him on a
Jalen
Sean
Hurts.
Payton type team.
It's just,
would not run
a
a
lot
Sean
of those
Payton
hard
type
critics on
offense.
Hurts. I feel like
He
they
would not
are
run a
hard
Sean
critics
Payton
on Hurts,
offense.
but they
Yeah,
also
I think so. I think
talk
any
about
quarterback
how
Sean
garbage
Payton
our offense
would
was.
be good.
You know what I'm saying? How do you do both? If you can say that we have the most horrible offense, horrible play calls, garbage offense, everybody's predicting it, the offensive line's hurt and all this stuff, but then turn around and say he's playing garbage when half the time he was running for his life. You know what I'm saying? Half the time he's
that's
out
not
there,
true,
he's
though. That's
trying
not
to
true.
make
Like,
things happen
people
from nothing.
people blame the offensive line. People say that the offensive line is hurt. They're not giving it. Jalen Hurts, everybody loves stats. Jalen Hurts has had the longest time in the pocket. He's had 3 seconds per throw in the pocket, and on those 3 seconds, he is the most inaccurate quarterback in the league.
But those 3 seconds are also at the time where he's running. That
no, it does not. I'm talking
not
about
like he's hiding the ball,
in a pocket.
1, 2, 3.
That is
he's
what
like,
the
I'm
stat
running,
says.
looking for a play.
But then that's
you can try and misconstrue the stat all you want, but the stat is the stat. Like, it is what it is. Like, I just don't get why Jalen Hurts gets such a long leash.
Did you say you can't like really look at stats? Again, it's content.
But now we can't look at stats. Y'all were just telling me that you top 10 in all these stats, but now we can't look at stats.
This is what I'm saying. No, I'm just saying.
I love y'all guys. I love y'all guys. You know that. But come on, if you're gonna take one apple, you gotta take the other apple as well. All right, we're not picking apples here. We're not saying that one looks too much. That looks shiny, so I'll eat that one. No, an apple is an apple. Like, stats are stats. If we're gonna go off stats, we got to look at the bad ones too. And like I said, it's not about saying Jalen Hurts needs to be benched this week. It's not about saying Jalen Hurts can never be a good quarterback. It's about saying that our offense isn't bad.
Quick question for all of y'all. Would at this point of the season, if you was a GM, would you be looking at a different quarterback right now?
Yeah, you have to. You always have to. I mean, that's your job. You know what I'm saying? That's your job. It doesn't mean you act on it, but if the Eagles aren't watching college football this year, we got a bigger problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's their job. That is their. And I said this last year, and people were giving me flack for it. But like, if you're in a position to secure the most important position on the field in sports, in my opinion, a quarterback is the most important position. If you can go get you a top 3 guy, top 2 guy, a can't miss prospect, you do that. You have to do that. You owe that to your fans. You owe that to your team. You know, it's business at the end of the day. I feel like a lot of people now want Jalen Hurts to be that guy. He was drafted to be a backup. If he does more than that, awesome, and that's a beautiful story, great story. But
see, a lot of the fan base doesn't think he was drafted to be a backup. You know, a
lot of the fan base is wild. A lot of the fan base makes no sense when they think that, because they were still upset that Carson left. So, like, if you can't have both scenarios be true, you know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, he was here to be something that turned out to be way different. And I mean, it goes down to Howie and Jeffrey, right? It really does. At the end of the day, we don't know what happened with Carson, and I think that's really the biggest, mystery right now. But at the end of the day, Jalen Hurts wasn't drafted to be the franchise guy. Like, now he looks to have that opportunity. So let's see if he takes it. But I just don't get why everybody's like hopping on the bandwagon saying, "Oh no, he's great. Oh no, he's great." Like, let's just be, realistic about what it is.
I still think Hurts got a high ceiling. Like, if he can be used the right way, I feel like just like Lamar Jackson won an MVP without
what is the right way? What is the right way, Bird Gang? I need that answer.
Run the ball. Don't have him throwing the ball 40, 50 times.
Well, then you don't need him for that.
That's not
if the right answer is just don't use him, then we don't need him, right?
No, not use him, but use his dual threatness. Have some design quarterback runs for him and let him throw the ball
like RPO.
25 to 30. But not 40, 50 times. That's just not him.
But so run RPOs is what you're saying. Run
not
RPOs, which is what we're doing.
No, like, not RPO. There's plenty of other runs. There's like thousands of run plays in the book. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can run some options, yes, but you can also do quarterback design runs. Like when Lamar Jackson has quarterback design runs, his setup, he has a fullback, tailback. They're all blocking for him to run. That's what the play designed for. It's all the tight end, the receivers, the linemen. It's a run play. They know it's a run play. They're all blocking for him where he's like one-on-one versus the safety, basically, because all the people are blocking for him. You know what I'm saying? Not just whenever Jalen Hurts wants to get out there and get open and he finds a space to run. Like, actually have running plays for the guy. You know what I'm saying? If you want to use that aspect of him too, as opposed to just RPOs. Like, RPO doesn't even work if you're not running the ball consistently. You know what I'm saying? No one's going to bite on that first, run play in the beginning.
That was a lot on Jalen. I mean, that's what basically what you're saying is that we have to, which I understand. I do get it. He is an athletic quarterback. But the way that the NFL, the college football and NFL is going, a lot of these guys are athletic. It is what it is. Mm-hmm. I would rather have my quarterback be able to consistently make the throws than to have to say, let's run a bunch of options. Because realistically,
so
what you're saying is to make it
as opposed to a dual threat.
Yes, I mean that's what a quarterback should be. And I mean, look at Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson can throw the ball consistently.
Now, he wasn't throwing the ball then.
Yes, he could. In Louisville, he was throwing the ball. In Louisville, he was throwing the ball.
That was it. The whole year.
In Louisville, that's all he had. Can you name any of his wide receivers from his first couple of years? Nobody. Like, it was a running joke that nobody wanted to play as a wide receiver out there. Like, it was tough for him to get wide receivers. Now he has a wide receiver and he's able to throw it.
That's a can't miss. Who is that?
I'm not saying that there is. I'm not saying that there is, but I'm saying if you find one, you owe it to your team to go grab him. Oh, and I do think that I do not see anything that I have not seen anything that Jalen Hurts has done on a consistent basis that makes me say he's a franchise quarterback. I just haven't. There's been nothing.
Hey, I agree, and I feel like a lot of that is due to the coaching staff and the position that he's been put into, but I also feel like it's also him missing the opportunities. Like I feel like out of 10 plays, 10 plays might be bad, but out of 10 plays, 3 of them might be good. On 3 of those, Jalen Hurts needs to hit. So even though majority of those, it's probably the position that he was put in. Rather, even if Coach Nick Sirianni, the whole first half, he was calling the screens to the left, screen to the right, and then all of a sudden he want to, take advantage in the third quarter. Well, I know it's the third quarter, but Jalen Hurts, I still need you to hit those. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, I totally agree with everything you've been saying, because we going up against a quarterback that I definitely wouldn't mind having on my team. This is a quarterback that can stand in the pocket and deliver continuously, you know what I'm saying, throwing dimes. Like, I'm truly a fan of his accuracy. I feel like that's a huge thing that I feel like is missed nowadays when it comes to evaluating quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? I feel like accuracy is probably the most important thing that should be, the accuracy and the quarterback's IQ needs to be the highest thing, the most important things that's evaluated when it comes to picking a quarterback. And so if that quarterback is not in this draft, I honestly don't know. That's why I'm hoping that Jalen Hurts could, take advantage of his opportunities, because it's not looking too good right now.
I mean, like, you look at the situation, like Jalen Hurts, real quick, I'm a quick spill, man. Jalen Hurts is coming into a situation where he has a rookie head coach, rookie everything, trying to develop him. I mean, that combination right there alone, with this team not using any type of creative run designs, pretty much forcing him to do this RPO business. They think his strength is, being a dual athletic quarterback. Again, I don't think we're getting a true fair evaluation of it. And I honestly don't care what quarterback. We could have Trevor Lawrence up in here right now. And honestly, I think with the same scheme and the same ways that we're running the plays, it's not built to make any quarterback successful. So again, I know this is a mess of a situation. And I know Jalen Hurts, he's got some stuff he's got to work on. I've seen that also. We've seen the clear mistiming of the throws, all of that. But at the same time, what have we been doing to try to help develop that, trying to slow the game down for him to put him in a good position? But again, look, I understand what you're saying also. This ain't, we ain't seeing glimpses of no franchise quarterback right now, but I don't think we're putting this man in position that a franchise quarterback should be put in. So that's kind of where I'm at on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
And like I
definitely
said,
not
like you
helping
said,
himself out.
Kurt's got a lot of room to grow. And hopefully running the ball, calling some better plays. Nick Sirianni's been doing that the last couple of weeks. He can continue, and we can have a lot of soft teams on the schedule from here on out that he'll be able to show everybody that he can be this franchise quarterback. Like I said, we still have more games to play than he's played already this year. And then him and Nick Sirianni as a tandem. So let's go ahead and, like everybody says, let's wait to the end of the season before anybody has any hard plays on Jalen Hurts. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a Hurts fan, yes. But at the same time, I've seen these plays too, like you guys said, that he's missing. But at the same time, I feel like he needs some more support. Like no, she said, no quarterback in this system would have been good those first 5-6 weeks of the season easily. I feel like you could put a Tom Brady in that system. You could have put Aaron Rodgers in that system. They all look like trash if those were the offensive plays. And actually, I don't even think they would have ran it. They would have probably been offensive plays at the line of scrimmage if we had a better, quarterback, more experienced quarterback in there. But like I said, I don't see no quarterback that's worth drafting. But we shall see what happens, by the end of the season. I really feel like this is our time. This is about to be the time where the Eagles go on a run. We already see right now, it is November, December. The Cowboys always do bad things to themselves during this time of the year. And the Eagles, we are finally hitting our up streak right now after a big win, blowout win against the Lions. Even though it is the Lions, it doesn't have a win, but it still was a blowout win, you know what I'm saying, that we did in, dominating fashion, that if we can beat this Chargers team today, the rest of the schedule is easier, and I just see a nice long streak of wins. Like, I see it happening, man, and they'll show growth, and that's all we really want from both of these guys. We want to see Jalen grow, but we also want to see Nick grow. We want to see JG grow. We want to see this whole team grow from here on out. And if this division still is a possibility. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's so quick to give up, but reality, there's 9 games of football left. You know what I'm saying? The division's still up for grabs. The playoffs are still up for grabs. We don't know how the end of this season is going to end up being. You know what I'm saying? So everybody just calm down. We all get excited in the beginning of the football season, but there's a lot of football left, and I just hope that last week, it showed that they want to do something different, and hopefully they keep it going the rest of this year so we can have a better evaluation on both of them. You know what I'm saying? I know game's about to start, guys, so let's go ahead, give our final thoughts and predictions for today's game. Go ahead.
Hey man, I'm feeling good today, so I'm gonna go Eagles winning 28-14. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the Eagles gonna start off great, start off strong. I feel like, the Chargers gonna get their 14 points kind of late. And it's gonna be a well-established game, because if they smart head coaches, like I know they is, like they talking, like they sound in a press conference, they will watch that film and they will understand. Okay, we have to run the ball. We're going against a team that's ranked dead last in yards per carry in the game, and yards allowed a game rushing. So look, if they look at that tape and they see anything else, then we already know how to evaluate these coaches. So I got us winning 28-14.
All right.
Hey, I'm gonna take it off real quick. Y'all already know what it is. We getting the streak started today, gang. So I'm rocking Eagles 31. Go ahead and put Denver. Or I said Denver. I'm tripping. I'm over here watching this Denver SmackDown. I'm sorry, gang. But Chargers, let's go and get a Chargers 21. Because, again, a disgusting stat I did come across: when any team scores more than 22 points, the Eagles is holding the L. So we need to keep them under 22. 21 for the Chargers, 31 for the Birds. Let's go and get it. Again, this is going to be a tough game. I think, again, our linebackers are going to be stressed. We need to make sure we're establishing our run game, but this is a winnable game, and I want us to get finally a win at the link starting today. So let's get it.
Yes. I'm going to say the same thing. I had the same score, 31-21 Birds, man. I think the Eagles going to definitely get on track today. We're going to see what we want to see. We're going to see the growth, and it's going to even look a little bit better, because guess what? It's going to be the second game in a row with chemistry, and we're going to start seeing what this real Eagles team is supposed to look like this year, that we all the team that we wanted them to look like from the beginning of the season. But I think we were just a little too soon on it. You know what I'm saying? It was a little too early to actually put that kind of pressure on them to be that team. But I think we're in week 9, and it's time to see that team come together, and we're going to hit a nice little streak here. Go Birds, baby.
Yeah. I'm going to say 27-20. I said that earlier this week. I'm going to stick to it. I'm going to stick to my guns. I think Eagles will win it. But it comes down to the offense just being able to hold on to the ball, play, keep away. keep this defense fresh. And yeah, I think we could pull it out. And like you guys said, it gets pretty much, I don't want to say easier, but it gets manageable after this game. So hopefully this starts off some nice little streak for us.
Yeah, and shout out to the 20 in the chat. Please hit that like and subscribe to all people in this podcast, from Philly the podcast, Notion Gang, D Gifted, Bird Gang 31. We are all great Eagle content creators, and we bring that fire on our channel. So make sure you hit that like and hit that subscribe on all channels for us. And like I said, Notion, go ahead and get us out of here. You know how you do it, my guy.
Hey, as y'all can sense the energy today, y'all already know. It all comes from, we Eagle fans up in here. We all want to win by any means necessary. I don't care if that means clearing out the coaches, clearing out the quarterbacks. We need, hey, whatever needs to happen for us to get a dub up in here. That's what we need to go make happen. So, hey, gang, hopefully this is the day, a start of a new change. Hopefully we're going to see some things we saw last week, but hopefully we ultimately come with a win today, which we all, I'm sure, want. So, hey, as always, y'all have yourselves a safe and fantastic Eagles day. Again, check out all my brothers' channels. Hey, all of the descriptions, hopefully, I'm sure we're going to drop in the links below. And y'all know what to do. Go hit that subscribe, because y'all know how we coming with it. And until next time, y'all know what it is. Go keep the notion. Fly, Eagles, fly. Let's get it.
Sir.